the entry into some of these businesses, for instance, EV or renewable energy, let's say, for instance, hydrogen, the client profile is very different there.
Very different.
The project sizes are very different there. So, what can we expect as you build out these businesses over the course of the next 2 or 3 years? How does this play out in your financials, in your margins, in your working capital requirements? I know it's difficult to get specific at this stage, but your broad planning for
I'll tell you what we're doing. What we've done is we've created a prototyping and incubation center where even the customer is in a prototyping stage. So if the customer is making 8 different iterations, we're working with them on all 8. We're making protos for them at a component level so that we also learn a little bit about the technology. We understand what works, what doesn't work. We're able to bring our metallurgical knowledge and our manufacturing capability to bear to serve the customer and to bring a better product for the customer. So we're starting without making any large investments.
Okay.
It's only using our existing manufacturing capabilities, but a lot of knowledge.
Okay.
So that's how we're starting, because we know that this is going to be like a hockey stick. It's going to be 2-3 years of lot of development, and then version 1, version 2, version 3, and by the time a stable, let's say, cost comparative product comes out, we're still about 3-4 years away, and that too it will have to be initially with some amount of support from the government or the environment or whatever, in terms of subsidies or some kind.
Investment lean. All of this plan that you
Yes,
printed out
is investment
is
lean
investment
till we
lean.
get to scale.
And that would be where? Roughly 20,
I don't know, because
25 or?
I don't know, because I'm not making the end product.
Got it.
I'm going to be part of the supply chain for the end product.
But you can see the development curve
Absolutely.
for some end products like EVs.
So EVs we can see,
So
even
for EVs, and is your client base mostly international or is it
it's
Indian?
global. It's completely global.
It's completely global.
Yeah, and I see our EV business, as I've mentioned earlier also, get into 3-digit million very soon per year, and then substantially grow from there.
Hydrogen?
So on hydrogen, we're already working with 3 companies which make fuel cells. So we're making 3D printed fuel cell membranes for them. So this is a good way to start, where you don't need hard tooling. You can do things very easily and effectively. And each version in each product can be different because you're doing it in a 3D printing kind of manner. So we're again working using our knowledge and the customer's requirement in a very iterative manner.
So investment lean again.
Investment lean,
so
knowledge heavy.
This plan from here to 2026 does not require large capital investments as yet in new facilities.
So we have already made large investments in aluminum.
Correct.
On the aluminum forging side, both in Germany and in the US.
Yeah.
So that capacity can take us to a revenue of about 350 million, and our current revenue is about 80 million. So that's almost 4.5x. And then from there on, we will continue growing. So maybe 1.5 years before that capacity gets full, we will have to start expanding again.
Okay. Where or which of these segments do you think will drive both revenue and profitability as you sort of implement this plan over the next 5-7 years?
So the relative growth will be highest in 3 sectors. Will be in aluminum initially.
So aluminum
components,
which is traditional.
No,
vehicles
which is
industrials?
all these are now largely EV and hybrid. Okay.
Got that.
So we have got large orders, which we have orders more than enough to meet that 350 million and beyond.
Okay.
So that is one. Industrial is going to be the second,
Right.
which will be a very big growth driver. We see huge demand. We will be able to almost double our industrial business in the next 3 years.
Mostly global demand or local demand?
Both. Global. It's local and global.
Got it. Okay.
And the third will be.
So aluminum, industrials, you were talking about, which will be the key drivers
yes,
of revenue?
Third will be EV.
Right.
And obviously the fourth
But
will
EV
be.
you said is aluminum, right?
No,
So
also EV.
aluminum.
No, also EV in electronics.
Okay.
So power electronics, control electronics, EV
so
components.
You're getting into the full gamut.
Absolutely, in the entire gamut of EV, and we will supply both components and entire drivetrains for 2-wheelers, 3-wheelers, light commercial vehicles, and up to from a 3-ton to a 11-ton vehicle.
Okay.
And then the defense, we know is going to kick in. It's just a matter of when the ordering process is complete.
For the artillery.
For the artillery, and the vehicles are already a continuing business.
Yes.
They're at about 100 million a year and will continue growing.